Let's welcome in Florida Congressman Cammack. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. So I know that you told Breitbart last week that in order for Trump to win in November, he'll need to focus on millennials, Gen Z, and women. An Axios poll showed he's had a surge in younger voter support for 2020. Plus, a recent New York Times Siena poll, which we've been talking a lot about in the last few days, actually found Trump slightly ahead of Biden when it comes to women. So he's made gains, but what does he need to do to kind of grow that support over the next few months?
Well, good morning to you both. And yes, he does need to continue to focus on millennials, Gen Zs, and women. If you look in previous elections over the last 6 or so years, college-educated suburban women have been the toughest demographic for Republicans at large to really crack. And so he has a real challenge, just like any other Republican, in getting into that demographic. But I think the gift that has been given by the Democrat Party and their total failures of policy and politics, we're going to see lots of opportunities, whether it is the price of groceries, gas. You have young folks around my age that are looking at 7-8% in mortgages for their first time home. These are all issues that my peers are talking about, and these are the issues that Republicans are winning on. Where we are going to struggle is in issues talking about, say, IVF. I think that there was a lot of miscommunication and a desire by the Democrats to drive the narrative that Republicans were trying to take away IVF. That has really taken a toll. I've been getting calls from people that I never get calls from who say, I've never been involved, but if Republicans want to take away my ability to have a family if I'm struggling, I can't support them. So that's something that we have to overcome. I give massive kudos to Trump coming out early and stating unequivocally that he supports IVF. There's nothing more pro-life than wanting to be pro-family. So there's that element. And then, of course, you look at what Biden is doing with millennials and Gen Zs. He's also trying to do a lot of student loan forgiveness. And as we all know, there's no such thing as forgiveness. It's just transferring the debt to another group of people. So they're looking for ways to really address that issue. Republicans need to have an answer as well. We have a long road to go, but this is a critical voting block going into November.
Yeah, although it's like one of those things where I think if he was, mortgage forgiveness or car payment forgiveness, I think people would be like, well, maybe we can get maybe we can get behind it. But you're right, it's against the law. The Supreme Court has stated that repeatedly. Congresswoman, abortion was a really bad issue for Republicans in 2022, and it will be an issue 8 months from today, whether the GOP likes it or not. Do you think that maybe the border and immigration, because now we've had a caucus in Iowa and North Dakota a day ago, and we've had primaries, and it's either the economy or immigration as the most important issue in every single state. Could that sort of cancel out the negative effects of abortion?
So this is an interesting dynamic that I think is going to play out in November that no one's really anticipating. I think a lot of people were surprised by how much the abortion issue impacted the midterm elections. But what no one's watching are the 13 plus states now that have abortion on demand on their state ballots. Florida, for example, could potentially have a abortion on demand constitutional ballot initiative in November. And when you read the language, they have been exceptionally crafty in making it so it's positioned as healthcare, but we know that abortion is not healthcare. So that's going to draw people out of the woodwork that folks aren't anticipating right now. But to your point, it is all about the border. The border is the number one issue when I talk to folks that they care about. Why we have an open border crisis that is completely avoidable, that is playing out in communities all around the country where we have crime. We have opioid epidemics. Of course, the fentanyl is killing 100,000 people every single year. That's the issue that they're talking about. And Biden has failed miserably on, one, even containing it, but he has been complicit in exacerbating the crisis through his policies. So I think that the border issue is a winning issue for Republicans, but more importantly, it's one that we have to be front and center, making sure that we're doing absolutely possible to secure the border. And if Republicans and folks around the country don't feel like Republicans have done absolutely everything possible to secure the border, then that is going to be a problem. So some interesting dynamics heading into November, things that people aren't tracking, but we are.